Hello, my lovelies. Here we go. We're back. We're doing some readings for November 22nd to the 20th. And for those of you that have been in denial, it is already Thanksgiving time. So we'll see if we have some interesting cards to show. Everybody stay safe. As we're trying to gather with our family and friends again. Woo. All right, one more shuffle and we're good to go. Well, how about that? There's our family and friends that showed up right now. Okay. Let's see what we got happening. All right. Now, honestly, a lot of this has my own point of view in it, but I think it's just confirming that. This little card is telling me, it's like, stay aware, stay safe, okay? So maybe you're having Thanksgiving by Zoom or something, because this is our family get together, but it's being crossed by doing the right thing, okay? Because this is our spirit guide, listening to the inner voice. If you really want to see them and you're thinking, there's a little part of me that keeps pulling back, or maybe my booster shot hasn't kicked in for the full 2 weeks yet, play it safe, because this is telling me you're listening to the inner voice, and that what is always true, okay? The family will be there. I mean, if you want to make sure you've got your connections, by all means, make your phone calls and everything, but maybe set a later date, or maybe have a smaller group that meets together, because this is telling me, in position of hopes and fears, is also saying, don't be premature. Wait a little bit longer, all right? So no big hoop to do and everything. You can still share with friends, but maybe on a lower key, a little more isolated, because there's still some stuff going on that we don't want to bring back into our homes, all right? Okay. And it looks to me like there's going to be family members are going to say, thank God you said that. You know, I'm wanting to be with people, but I didn't want to be the one that spoke up, right? So if you're the one that's saying, let's save this, we'll set a date, maybe you'll have a special day in April or something, think about it ahead of time, and then you be the person that is the first one to suggest it, okay? Because I'm not seeing like bunches of illness and everything, but you may be bringing exposure, because this is kind of like being exposed to something. There we are. It's like, I'm afraid. I went to that party and now there were 3 people that ended up sick, and I'm worried about myself. Okay, then you end up being quarantined and all that kind of stuff, all right? So please know that the cards are, it's not really a full-out warning, but it's staying vigilant, okay? Okay, because we're not quite in the clear, almost, but not quite in the clear, all right? Let's see, what else have we got here? Okay, actually, I'm seeing there's going to be some good news, probably more on a national level, but it's probably coming from a female. So there may be a female in the news that is giving us good news, Woman of Cups. It has to do with something that lets us feel good about it after she says it, all right? And it's one female with the support of another female, so it's 2 strong females. Yeah, and might be political, and I don't like to read political stuff, but it might be political, right? So you'll be like, oh, I'm glad to hear that. But it also is about reestablishing a feeling of trust. So there's more that's going on behind just the simple words. It's actually starting to build trust. Things are getting better, one person at a time, all right? So it's not major overwhelm, but it's like first this one, then that one, then this one. And those of you that are looking for new beginnings or new opportunities for advancement, this is a really good card for starting to meet the right people. So if you're interested in changing careers or you want to open your own business or something, this card implies to me that you're going to be, it's almost like a handshake. It's like, nice to meet you. And they're someone who has information they can share with you that's going to help you move further down the line. And it's like giant leap and then little bitty steps and then a bigger leap and a little bitty step. And so meeting these people are the little bitty steps. So don't write them off as inconsequential. It's like we're building to a crescendo, right? So I like this. And these are unconventional people. This is what reminds me of a little story. An aside is I used to go to this one club all the time and they had this totally cool guy named Chico. And he showed up one time and he stood in front of me. He was just standing there and standing there. It's like, yes, what? He says, well, I'm just waiting for you to notice. I had been to see Dances with Wolves, and so I liked the idea of two socks. So I used to wear a pink sock and a blue sock and, blah, blah, blah. So he's standing in front of me and he's like waiting. And I look down and he's got on one white shoe and one black shoe. And he says, I'm doing this in honor of you. Okay? These are the kind of people that you can run across, right? They will notice your details. They will do things specifically because of you, but they don't hold back. They're not ashamed or embarrassed or anything like that. It's like, I'm creative, I'm inventive, and I can share it with you, right? So keep looking for them, especially if their name's Chico. He's absolutely adorable. Oh, by the way, he's also the guy who said to his young teenage daughter when they went out on a date, he said, darling, perfume should be discovered, not announced. Okay, here we go. Then I see in the position of friends, there's a guy coming in that feels like they're working parallel to you. So you might even be within the same company, but in a different office or a different department or whatever. Really smart cookie. So this is someone that's going to develop a new program or a new field of study within the group. So, or might be forming a study group and ask you to be part of it. If he does, you say yes. Ask out later what it is he wants you to do. But the yes should come out because this looks to me like they see something in you that you might not have even recognized about yourself yet. So it's a growth opportunity. Very smart person and could really lead you farther down the line because of what he's going to ask you to do. All right. Do not be afraid of downtime during this period. Okay. So maybe you're expecting the party and you realize, I have to stay home. So what? Right. Have Mexican food instead or have Chinese, whatever. And be grateful because this card is telling me it's the position of hopes and fears, but it also means to me your perspective is changing. So things are not always exactly what they used to be. And if you are given a time to rest or a time out, be thankful and set yourself aside. Kick back, relax, get a different perspective on it. Right? It's a major arcana card, so it's a gift for you. It's not that you're being punished and you can't go. It's that take this time to figure out what it really means to you. Okay? Excellent card. Excellent. Just not always what we expect. And the outcome card is the Nine of Crystals. And this is about figuring out what you needed to change your mind about. So you're not going to be wandering in the dark for long. And there's one thing that you've been wanting to get rid of anyhow. So maybe it's an attitude or an interpretation that somebody else has put on you. And you're able to finally put that to rest and set it aside. And then with the Nine of Cups, it looks to me like it's pretty much taken care of. I'm not sure it'll ever come back. So it might be one attitude that you're done with, period. Out of sync with your lifestyle, right? Now, I'm looking at the Voyager deck, and on the bottom I have the Three of Wands. Now, this card I really love. It's sometimes a little difficult, but when it comes with this card and with this card, it's kind of telling me that you're in a period of spiritual growth. So there's downtime. There's times when you're not doing anything but thinking, or not doing anything but feeling, not doing anything but coming to grips with what this really means in your life. Okay? And it also has an implication that it is healing you from the inside out, and it is going to bring in the kind of people that understand what you're talking about. So this is a shift. A lot of people are talking about moving it into a different, or sometimes they call it a different dimension, even though there's going to be major changes that we as humans go through to be more supportive of each other, to make this world a better place. These are cards that are saying, maybe you're starting to look at stuff like that and thinking, how can I facilitate this? How can I be part of this positive movement? And you can still maintain your lifestyle, but you're going to have a different mindset about it. So it has begun, right? So don't be afraid. It's working well because it's saying, just giving you a different perspective. And if that brings you peace and harmony, all the better, right? And you don't owe it to somebody else. You're discovering it yourself, because this is the spiritual card. It also is the healing, right? I always think of it as the healing hand. This is the auric hand, which is a healing hand as well. And this is what's hidden underneath, okay? Hidden agenda for that. Let's grab one of these and see if we got one of these. See what we got. Okay? Yeah. And this kind of puts together that waiting card, and it's saying it's bringing about change. Okay? So you may not know where you're going, but this card is saying, bear with us. We're keeping you from getting into problems. So pay attention to what is parading in front of you, and it brings about changes, and it's for swords, so it's changes in the mental activities. So this is good. You don't always have to know exactly what the next step is. You just need to be willing to take it. Why? Because you, my dear, have the magician on your side. And what is this? This is granting you the right to even use magic, like burn your candles, say your prayers. That's an equivalent of magic. It just has a different title for it, right? And this means that you have the ability to manifest stuff. If you need help, you ask your guardian angels and your guides for assistance. If you need help, you ask the person who has the ability to help you. If you don't need help and somebody else does, this also implies that you give them the help that they need. Magicians not only manifest mentally, but they physically create it. So there's going to be opportunities for you to enact magic of your own, but also it's going to be times when you're going, I just thought of that, and here it appears. So know that you're going to get those opportunities like that. It's the doer card. It's not the dreamer card, but it's the doer card, and it's yours. Okay? This is a great card. I think it's perhaps the most powerful card in the whole deck. So just know that, right? And you got it. It's the final card that you get for this week's spread. Okay, so now, if you have any questions, what I'm thinking is I would like to take a little time in the next few weeks to be thinking about any questions that we might have for 2022. So if you have any questions, something you think that we should investigate or draw cards on, send me a message. Leave it in the chat and just describe what it is you want to know about, and I'll see what I can do. Okay? We'll look forward to that, and I want you all to take good care and have a good holiday. Stay safe. Yes, yes. And enjoy your company. All right. Talk to you soon. Toodles.